All right, so going big on AI out of Meta, but maybe not so great earnings everywhere else. Matt Bloxham, senior tech analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence, joins us this morning and has the distinct pleasure of sorting through all of it. Matt, what stood out to you? Was it really just the burden of proof that maybe DeepSeek wasn't as consequential as the markets thought on Monday?
To some extent, I think for me it's kind of what you just said, that the contrasting share price reactions for Microsoft versus Meta and Tesla, when the underlying story and opportunity is essentially the same. And I think it was about the narrative that CEOs choose to take. So with Tesla and Meta, you saw very much, don't look so much at the near term, look at all these amazing midterm things we're doing and look at how well positioned for that. Whereas, as you said, with Microsoft, they talked about some of the headwinds of data center supply constraints, which is affecting their revenue growth. I mean, let's put that in context. Their cloud revenue was still up over 30%, and they're still expected to grow at a similar pace. 30% growth is what most CEOs would bite your hand off for. So, it's a problem, but it's not that big a problem. And everybody has issues about bringing data center capacity on stream. So it was more about this choice of narrative that stood out for me, to be honest.
Matt, we saw at the beginning of the week the market was quite discerning between different US tech when it comes to DeepSeek. So quite quickly getting its head around the idea that this would be pretty bad for some businesses, if true, and not so damaging for others, or even positive. What did we hear on DeepSeek yesterday?
So Meta and Microsoft both made quite complimentary comments about DeepSeek, and to me, they're both companies that could benefit from the DeepSeek style innovations of kind of lower cost AI. Meta said that the novel innovations are something they'll look to emulate in their own large language models and products. And ultimately, it could bring down that 60 to 65 billion they're going to spend on CapEx this year. Maybe it won't affect 2025 numbers so much, but maybe I think people are still thinking that maybe Meta's not going to have to continue to spend as much as they're currently saying. Similar story for Microsoft, that these innovations are good. They can integrate DeepSeek into their offerings to their customers to give a fuller breadth of service. I think for me, the opportunity with DeepSeek is that maybe it stimulates faster Gen AI adoption, so you kind of get a trade-off of kind of less expensive chips, but more volume.
Just in 10, 20 seconds, did Musk do a great job of diverting attention away from the numbers yesterday?
He did. But you wouldn't expect any less, would you? I mean, it's the same narrative.
How bad were the numbers?
They were not very good at all for the car business.
Yeah.
But obviously people are thinking about Tesla not really as a car business, but as an AI robotics software business. And I think that's come.
AI spreading out, cheaper AI, make that better, easier.
To some degree, yes. And I think the whole DeepSeek narrative has kind of helped the Tesla bull to show, this is just a stimulation of everything this company is really about.
And it's an environmental credits business as well. That also stood out.
That definitely stood out. Matt, great stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Matt Bloxham, senior tech analyst for Bloomberg Intelligence.